Man, this giant head. Blah, 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 blah. What was even wrong with this one? So I need to figure out how to connect the two oranges with the two black that are left over. But they're not happy right now. This one's just so fucking complicated that it just kind of like makes my brain run out of my ears. There's just such a mess of stuff in here. I don't think what I can do is possible. In particular, I think I need... So when I tried to make this mess, I was thinking about how to connect orange to orange across the map and probably forgot about the petals again. And so now I'm running into a problem because both of these oranges are compatible with these things, but now I can't cut this in half because if I add something like this, now all of the zeros and the 9 are unhappy. I'm gonna start over. So I think it might be best to try to rewire this whole mess and be like, how efficiently can I grab all of the zeros from around the map without making a giant mess. And so this is the color I'm making these guys, which means this has to be surrounded by a grid of these guys because they're the two purples. Then you'd have 3 neighbors. So this giant thing is a landmine where it can't deal with any of the black diamonds. Because every single black diamond... Okay, so we need to grab that and that somehow. This also has to connect, and this also still needs to connect. But we probably want this pathway open for some of these guys. Like, this probably needs to connect with that. So maybe I should connect through here to cut that off, but then allow this to go through here. That means we need to connect this elsewhere. So we can try making this one same color, which opens up these all to connect. And then this needs to have a third... It can't be here, so it has to have a third neighbor here. Now this would be happy. And then just cut these off. These two are together. But now these, so now the numbers are connected. Okay, that's good. So these are happy, this connects to this connects to that. This is, I didn't even look at this and it's already happy. Because it has the 3 neighbors situation going on already. That's good. Your 3 neighbors. So if I attach you, you would become a neighbor. Yeah, now you're paired with that. I just need to fix this. Oh yeah, we can't join it because we're already paired. But I could... So 3 negative neighbors, so I just connect over here. Ugh. Blah. Okay. I like puzzles better when they don't have the shapes rule. God, I don't like the shapes rule. Just because you don't know what the shape is, so you have to like you have to simultaneously transform what you're trying to make space for across several possibilities. It's like, is it a line? Is it a dot? Is it a plus sign? What could it be? And then they can rotate. And the possibilities are loose enough that it can just be wild. Okay, so this is next to this, so it has to be filled in because it's 4 neighbors. Where else can we poke at in this giant mess? You have to be like you. If it's negative space, it can go up to include this, but it can't go right or down because this is in the corner. But it's rotatable, so that's not true anymore. It just means it can only extend in 2 directions. Nothing seems to be constraining it to be positive or negative space specifically. So we're dealing with shapes and dots and neighbors. We have 3 different shape types. All of them repeat twice. Well, they repeat once, but there's 2 of them. The 2 white ones have to match perfectly. The black and yellows can both rotate, but none of them can be the same shape as each other. Because that's how that rule works also. Does this make you happy? I don't remember. Okay, it does work. You can do black dot. You can count a yellow shape as part of black dots. You just can't color other colored dots as part of that. I've misbehaved. It's me flipping the table. Bleh. Where do I even start with this mess? Okay. We have 3 neighbor things that are right next to each other. Can I deduce how those have to interact? So like this one needs 3 neighbors, which it already has. This one needs to not have anything near it to be the same, which I can just do with 1 click. But this one can only have 1 neighbor. So it has to be filled in. Yeah, this makes the 3 of them happy. They could be it could be reversed, but that's about it. And this one wants 3 neighbors, so it can be filled in like that. Flowers are happy so far. But yeah, 3 neighbors by a wall is happy on its own. You have to either color it all the way in as a plus sign or leave it be. This one, this puzzle just feels so loose. I don't know where to start with it. Because this just doesn't tell me how to start combining these shapes. Especially since I can be like, haha. Can I, though? Okay, so you are 3 neighbors. So if this is going to fit together like this, that means we need to cut this 4 off. So this 4 is happy now. So that's something. Blah, 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 blah. And these can't be in the same shape as each other because they're different colored dots, so I have to separate them. And this is 1, 2, 3, and then it becomes a problem where I can't fix this. This can't be filled in because of this, but these can't touch. think I need to separate these, because I think this combines to a 7 down here. Okay. This is something I can kind of work with. So if I combine the two black numbers together, should I combine the two yellow numbers together and hope that works out? One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That should be good. So the mess here is, how do I combine? So these have to match each other. If I'm going in this direction, that means going up then right. I'd have to be going left then up, like this. So this has to be filled in, because that's where the floor is. Going for 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So at the end here is a plus sign, so this has to go up. Now this is a plus sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, the yellow shapes are happy. That's something to work with. These have to match. I don't make sense of that. So this and this and this, so just clear that out. Space above it is filled here. Zigzag up, so fill that in, and then that. Black shapes are happy. And now white and 4. Okay. Okay, I eventually made connections. That's not even how that mechanic works. It's not even how that mechanic works. Get your shit together. Okay. But also these. We probably want to connect the two yellow diamonds together, because connecting this yellow diamond to that, sorry, white diamonds. If I connect this white diamond to this white shape, then there's nowhere for this one to go. It's not gonna go up here. Like, those shapes don't match at all. Wow, I cannot click in the right spots. Those aren't even slightly the same. So something like that could work. Okay. Here's the important piece of information. This is a yellow 4 neighbors, so blep. So this is at the end of a star, like that. What? Okay, so these have to be combined, so Are they currently happy? No. Plus sign. This would be here. And then this would be here? No. Here? There we go. That's the symmetrical shapes. I was all mixed up. It's a big foam finger. I fucked it all up. But how do I turn foam finger into success? How do I monetize the foam finger? Also, one of these is probably going to become a negative space foam finger, but, you know, problems for a future me. This needs 2 neighbors. Now it's got 2 neighbors, so happy. Yeah, I doubt these are gonna have to converge on each other at some point, or cut spaces off, or do something at some point. There's also 2 neighbors, so bleh. Wow, the 2 neighbors are happy. It's just random floating shapes. I guess I just gotta separate the black shape from the teal shape. And, those are harder to separate. I can just make it its own space. Right now they're technically happy because it's one square. This teal shape is shaped like this. Let's just fill that in then. So that and that are yeah, those are happy. So this is gonna be messy, but actually they're kind of similar. So So I'm stuck with that foam finger because of the diamonds. So this part has to be here. So I'll fill that in. But that means I have to fix this later because it's like that. That's already a problem. So these have to match. So but then that's gotta be full because of over here. How am I gonna make sense of this mess? One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did it. That's probably gonna be the case. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did it. That combines with this black shape over here. This one doesn't need a diamond, but this diamond needs a black line or anything else. So, that's currently happy. These two over here. Yeah, I think it's time to rip off the band-aid and make this a negative space foam finger because there's no way this is working. If I do that, then I can probably do... Yeah, I have to carve out the space around it. And now some of what I'm doing here will make more sense. Because now this is cut... Now the two halves of the board are cut from each other, so these two shapes can actually become two separate shapes. Two foam fingers are still happy, yep. Now I just need to make these shapes match. Fill that in to match with here. Then over here goes do-do-doop. That goes do-do-doop, so this has to stop here. Hey! I wasn't even sure if I didn't even try to make these two shapes match. The white shapes just kind of worked out on their own at that point. I lost track of them. Waka waka. Face. I'm starting to think this game might be a little inspired by The Witness. What with all the hidden human shapes and the whatnots and the things and which this is probably the harder one because it's got a giant board, even though one of the puzzles is a tiny baby puzzle for babies. But these are much smaller puzzles for smaller babies. So this one's a little bit of a mess because it has 1 billion of the same shape, the same diamond, and I have to somehow carve this into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets when I only have binary inputs. So this is gonna get real specific, like stuff like that makes it impossible to continue without making like a little corner up here. But then that corner isn't in a shape with anything else, so that's bad. That's really bad. It's a bad corner. But those kinds of things fitting together. Hey. Or I could do it really quickly. Okay. I did the thing. So, black and black, teal and teal, orange and orange, then combine. Okay. Alright. These are kind of fun, honestly. I like the diamond puzzles once I figured out what the fuck the mechanic was, because I just could not get the tutorial to click at first. It's one that get mixed with a bunch of other mechanics that they get kind of frustrating, but it's like a fun little brain teaser. Like, how do I just put these in little pairs? How do I make that work? How do I unfuck my mess? I've been trying for generations. Oh. Dankeschön. Shoyern. Why was that? That was weirdly, bizarrely easy. I don't know. Are these harder for other people? Am I going faster than normal with those ones? No, those four are happy. Is anyone else happy? No. That's a problem. That's immediately a problem. What if I combine you instead? Nope, because that makes 3 oranges combine, and this is bad. But that makes that set happy. Ta-da! Obviously, just go all the way down here. Nope. That one's forced to be a negative one. This is forced to be a positive one. What? So this one is forced positive. I guess you could go like all the way across to here. That makes it happy. But then I need another... So then there's another teal right there. So that one's happy. Everything around here is paired up too. Wow, that... Okay. Might be on the right track. Okay. That went really quickly. So these are forced negative, so those have to be combined. Probably. Or it's like this one's with that one and that one's with that one or something, and a mess of lines are being drawn to somehow separate them. Or just, you know, the easy answer is always fun, especially since that one's already also forced to be negative. Let's just draw a line around them and see if that magically solves all my problems. It didn't. Shocking. So 1, 2 black. Oh, this one's forced negative. That one's forced positive, and that one's forced positive. So this white and that white have to combine, which means this teal also has to be positive, or else. And these two whites down here have to be negative. Up-da. If I make a different line, I can reconnect these two oranges. But that created a different problem with the two black pieces. Now these aren't connected. So I had this a moment ago. So that wants to connect with that right now. Just make those negative space also? These two sides very much want to split. Because teal and teal. Key and teal. I can't combine that teal because that cuts off the white pieces. There has to be negative space teal. These are already forced to be negative space. And these two, one of these has to be negative space with this one. Or one of them has to be positive with this one. That leaves an extra teal that I have to figure out what to do with. So if you're lonely, I nab that one up, this one makes this one happy. This one's forced to be positive. And that can be positive with that one, but then that creates a big problem with this orange. Which would somehow combine with that one or that. Wow, those are everywhere. It's gotta be carvable into lines. Okay. Ugh. I'm gonna start over just because I think it's gotten really messy. And I need to just like, I think some of the structures I've made are just kind of bad and I just try to rebuild it from scratch. Because that just kind of happens with these. So we want those to combine. Because there's no other options. These are both forced positive, so that's a good starting point to assume. But then yes, this has to go here. And then has to go here. And has to go here. That's the bare minimum in order to continue forward, because these are in the way and they're locked. And this has to somehow reach all the way up to there. Okay. This has to connect to one of the other shapes as negative. This is the easiest, closest starting point. This is trying to make it to like here. But this has to connect to there. So we can loop around behind. Oops. It's a decent starting point. Blah. How do I make you happy? Because these are both here, and these have to attach to each other because they're both negative space. And this one, so like I can't combine these because it blocks these off. So these can't attach to these. So this one could go to that one. So this one has to be the pair for one of these. So I guess it's combining with this whole circuit then. These have to be separated from each other. And it can't be via this one being positive because it's locked this way. But they have to be in pairs. And then these are the only remaining oranges, so these have to be combined. And what's left to make sense of at this point? You attached to you. What's left? The two whites? Okay. That white's... Nope, not like that. Like that? Okay, those remaining white are happy. And I just combine you with your neighbor? Yeah. Okay. This is the part where this is the game where I devolve into making baby noises because I just need to express some kind of thought process. Either a combination of relief and confusion and disbelief. Just via noise. This... Oh, we're getting far. Over the course of hours, but... yeah, I haven't left anything behind, have I? On to the new. That's a good sign. Look at all the kissy faces. Kissy, kissy, kissy. Oh, this is gonna be cool, isn't it? The puzzle's gonna change in size over the course of this wall. Yeah, so this one... Leave this one for last, just to be climactic. But it's, each one's gonna increase in size by another row. Floor puzzles, those are usually not so bad. They're just one symbol type. Alright, so this one screens all that's left of these caves. Then I go back to looking for whatever else this game has.